So the first item is that City Council confirm the appointment of the City Administrator. Councilwoman Cannada-Wynn.
Yes, I brought that forward because I think that is very important. It will create a check and balance for the council and the executive branch. Over the last year, there has been some issues in reference to the city administrator. Question whether or not the qualifications and all of those types of issues for the position. I feel that we as a council is helpless in dealing with that particular position, in that the charter says that the city administrator is appointed at the pleasure of the mayor. I think we don't have a check and balance there. And to offer that, I would like to see this position be affirmed just like other department heads. Other department heads are affirmed by the City Council, except, for one, the Chief of Human Services have not been brought to us. But the charter said that will happen. And so I think just as we have the city attorney, just as we have the position of city clerk, they are affirmed by the council. The city administrator is in charge of over 760 individuals. And I think the council needs to have an input into that position and who should be there. It creates a check and balance. It would also allow the mayor to have that conversation with council members individually about the position and bring that forward. And it gives an opportunity for the prospective person to talk to the council about their goals and what they see that position as. So I think it will offer some check and balance to this position and give us some recourse in dealing with issues.
Okay. Councilman Wu.
I don't know if it would be appropriate to tack it here or tack it on here or wait till later, but I would like to see something presented to the public, whether they would like to continue with the strong mayor form of government or revert to council manager form. I'll look to your guidance to where that might be best inserted. I think we've had a chance to work with it for some time now, and all I'm asking for, if the council approves, is to allow people to say that they like what they see.
Right.
Because we had another system for an awful long time, and I may be jumping ahead of where you are, and I don't mean to, but
yeah, we do have an item.
Yeah, right. So maybe I'll just wait till that point. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Other comments, Councilwoman Myers?
Point of information is where in the charter, the current charter, does it address the administrator? I just wanted to read
5.02, 5.02, top of the page.
Okay, 5.02.
And then the other part, I believe, is section 4.
Okay, could you, I just want to see what the language of it is. Appointed city positions. Okay. Okay, so it's mandatory. Okay. I agree that I think that the city council should confirm the appointment of the city administrator for all of the reasons Councilwoman Cannada-Wynn just stated. So I could support that, as a standalone item. However, I think that it should be part of a more comprehensive package, which I will address as we go down the list here.
Okay. Councilman Wingate.
I was just wondering whether this would be just something symbolic that we're doing. To say there were 5 candidates, we didn't get any background on the 4 that didn't get chosen. We may know, get some information on the one that the mayor chose to be the administrator. Would we have any power to reject him if we didn't?
Yeah.
I mean, if we change the charter, if it was amended, yes. Councilwoman Cannada-Wynn, sorry.
Yes, I mean, it would be the same process similar to what we had with the city attorney. The city attorney was selected, and I got an opportunity to schedule an appointment with the city attorney, talked to the city attorney, felt comfortable in that process, and so I don't think that would be any different than this particular position would be.
I'd just like to comment on this one, too. Now that our Human Resources Manual says that the top level of appeal is the city administrator, I'm very concerned about who that person is, whether it's Mr. Olson or anyone. And now we have one assistant city administrator. We had no hand in approving, even though we do affirm department heads, and we may end up having a second assistant city administrator, because that's what they originally went out for. So I'm concerned. My original thought was, well, the mayor needs somebody that is like their high-level employee that they can appoint, but there's really nothing to stop the mayor from appointing other people as chief of staff or whatever he or she wants to appoint. But I think this position is far too important to just have the mayor be the appointment authority without council input. So I agree with you on this one. So, any other comments on this particular one? Do we want to do straw polls, or we want to avoid that at this point?
I prefer to avoid it.
Okay, let's avoid it then. All right.
More than
Good. It could be very awkward. Yes, Councilman Johnson.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And the one thing that I want us to remember is that I think that there were some comments made when we were hiring Mr. Crayer and the council executive that we didn't want any input from the mayor's office. And so as we move forward with these things, I think that there were some council persons that felt very strongly about this. And, I'm wondering, how those comments would affect these type of things. So as we move forward, I think that there was some protecting the turf, if you will, of some council persons that didn't want the mayor's involvement at all in our choosing our council executive. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Councilwoman Cannada-Wynn.
Yes, in thinking about this particular issue, I wanted to make sure that we do not impede the views of the citizens who wanted a mayor to be able to appoint employees and to hire employees. However, because this position is such magnitude and run the city, the council needs to have some input as to the final selection of that person. And it is at that point that the council has input on the position.
And given the fact that most everything we do as council members, we have to go through the administrator's office to do, makes that it's a critical position for us, I think. So I think it's a little bit different than Mr. Crayer, who really, he supports the 8 of us, 7 after I'm gone, but I think it's a little bit different. So public, is there any public comment on this particular one? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the second one.